What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life. We got the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 on deck, and I really want to get into this device after the hype. We ain't gonna talk about what it could be, what it should be. We're gonna talk about what it is. So let's get into the Z Flip 5. Now, first, I want to start off with the things I'm not the happiest about this device. I ain't gonna say cons, I'm gonna just say things me as a consumer, as your average user, just like y'all, I'm not the happiest about. And I'll say the cameras, because I don't want to call the cameras bad. Yes, we do got the same 12 megapixel ultra wide and wide cameras from last year, and I mean, they do a decent job. It's just that the sensor is kind of small. So yeah, the pictures look good when you take a picture and look at it on this phone, but if you just take these pictures and blow them up on the laptop, because the sensor is smaller, it's not a lot of information. You're not getting the most dynamic range or bokeh naturally from these sensors because they're smaller. But they do take a decent picture for smartphones, for social media and stuff like that. If you're not trying to do anything professional, you can get a decent picture to post. Now, what I will say is the post-processing. After the picture is taken, these devices, the Samsung processing overexposes a lot of pictures, and I don't like that. They overexpose the pictures, so it tries to make you look light-skinned. They need to take a page out of Google's book with the true tone and things of that nature, because I feel like these cameras could take a lot better picture if the processing was a little better. They need to work on the algorithm and how the phone actually processes the pictures. Now with the video camera, because of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, things of that nature, Samsung is one of the stronger Android phones when it comes to video. Videos on this device look good to me. Only thing I'll say is you need a lot of light. When you start to get into low light situations with this camera, because the sensor is smaller, it starts to break down. So yeah, I wish Samsung would step it up on that forefront. Another forefront that this device needs to work on is the battery life, because this battery life can be between decent and not good and decent. I'm getting like 4 to 5 hours of screen on time and not a lot of standby time when I got this device all the way turned up. And that's how I like to use my devices. They got different profiles and things of that nature to extend your battery life. I just wish that this flip phone, even though you have to like kind of give it somewhat a semi-pass a little bit, I wish I didn't have to. And I thought we was almost there, and we almost there, but it's still getting like 4 to 5 hours of screen on time because the battery is just smaller. I think with any flip device, it's just gonna be hard for them to get a bigger battery and longer battery life, just because the phone folds in half and you need space for everything else, including the outside display. So 4 to 5 hours, I mean, you could take it or leave it. I still like to use my flip, but if you're gonna be in situations where you're not around the charge, you definitely gonna need a battery pack for this device to make sure it lasts all day. The build on this device looks really good. I love the way that they got the dark aluminum look going on with my device personally, and I just think that the way that the hinge folds flat and the hinge has a low profile, I mean, this is a really good foldable, really good looking foldable. And the outside display this year, that's probably one of the biggest things about this device, and why the biggest reason to upgrade this device. Even if you had a Z Flip 4, just because of the outside display, if you got the chance to, plus the trade-in deals, get you a Z Flip 5, because the outside display went from me never using it, I just like this device because it folded in half and was compact, but now the outside display is actually a viable option, even to somebody with bigger hands like me, to actually use, check notifications, play my YouTube music on. I love having this outside display. I never thought I'd be like a person that just mess around on the outside display, but I actually find myself doing that. So kudos to Samsung for that. Now the end display is a 1080 display. I wish it was a 2K display, but I only say that because I know in my mind that it's a 1080 display. But if I just looked at this device and didn't know it was a 1080 display, I wouldn't think it, because Samsung is just so good with displays. The AMOLED, the OLED displays, they just look really good. They get really black. And at the same time, this is a 6.7 inch device. We talk about compact, but this is really a nice size device to watch content on or do. As far as compared to cell phones, it's a big phone. We get caught up in cover displays and this thing folding in half, but it's really a device with a nice big display that's 120 hertz. So it's a big, great, smooth scrolling experience, gaming experience, and just a content watching experience. I wish they would bump it up to 2K, but I really honestly can't complain about this display because I think it looks good. Overall, just flips period. I think as flips get more popular and flips are getting known to regular consumers, they're gonna become a trend. One thing that's different from the flip and the fold, with a fold you're trying to go into tablet territory. This thing is just staying the phone and it's super compact. People love minimal, compact things, and this outside display is very dope, where you can actually have the little flex mode tricks, or you could use this phone as a tripod. These things are trendy. This is what people like. This caters to social media. This caters to the younger generation. So I think eventually, as these devices catch on in the next couple years, the companies that invest in making flip devices will eventually gain market share, because just the trendiness, just the cool factor of this device cannot be denied. Samsung is really getting this device dialed in. It was a really good upgrade year because of the outside display. Honestly, I wish it was more of the battery, but because of the outside display and the performance of this device, it's nothing that you can't do with this device because of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. This is just a small pocket rocket that's not even really small. So me, myself, I'm really liking this device. I'm using this device. I picked up my Flip 4 a lot and only gonna pick up this more. The difference between the Flip 4 and this device, I use the cover screen. But as your man BG Tech Life, these are just my thoughts on the Flip 5 after the hype. It's your boy, I'm out. Peace.